Hi, it's the last Friday or the last Monday of the month, and I'm Delta Pick Mello, and I'm here to tell you a story with the Sacramento History Museum Story Time. So let's get started. But before we get started, let me tell you why I picked this story. You know, as we're leading up to the Halloween holiday this weekend, I love to see all the houses decorated, and there's so many with skeletons and witches and monsters. But this year, I've seen a lot of houses decorated with bats, and that reminded me of this story. It's called Why Bat Flies at Night. It comes from the Kono people from Sierra Leone, and it is retold by Ann Cooper. So it begins a long, long, long time ago when there was no day or night. There was no darkness or light. You see, all day long the sun shone brightly, giving all of the animals warmth and light. And then when the sun went down and the moon came up, the moon was just as bright as day. So they never had any darkness. And it was like this for a very long time, until one day, Bat was asked to accept a secret mission to carry a mysterious basket to the moon. He didn't know what was in the basket. He didn't know that the basket contained all of the darkness. All he knew was he was to take that basket directly to the moon. Don't stop along the way, and whatever he did, don't open the basket. So Bat did exactly as he was told. He put that basket on his back, and then he headed for the moon. Well, the moon is very far away. And the basket seemed to get heavier and heavier. And finally, Bat thought, bother, this basket is so heavy, and I forgot to have anything to eat, and I'm hungry. So he decided to go back down to earth. He set the basket down, and then he went off in search of food and maybe to take a little rest before he tried that trip again. Well, it wasn't long before some of the other animals came along, and they saw the basket. Now, the first one was Giraffe, and he saw the basket and said, a basket with a lid. Ha ha ha. I think that means, in my humble opinion, that this basket has food in it. Well, then Hyena came up and he said, what are you doing looking at that basket? What do you think's inside? Well, it's my humble opinion, Hyena, that inside this basket is food. Ooh, you think so? And then Cheetah came up because Cheetah had seen them talking and pointing to the basket. And he said, what are you two doing? Why are you talking about this basket? What's inside? Well, it's my humble opinion, Cheetah. He thinks there's food in the basket. It's my humble opinion that yes, there is food in the basket. And Cheetah said, well, why are we all standing here looking at a basket? Why don't we open it and see? So they all reached down and they were about to open the basket when Bat came back, and he saw that what they were about to do, and he could not stop it. And they opened the basket, and the darkness escaped and filled the sky. And they were so afraid, they didn't know what to do. They just stayed motionless, not knowing what to do, until finally the sun came back up. And they knew that everything was going to be okay. And from that day on, there was day and night and sun and darkness and light. But this is a story about why Bat flies at night. You see, Bat usually rests during the day, and then Bat comes out just as the sun is going down, and darkness is starting to fill the sky. And when you see Bat flying, Bat doesn't fly like other flying birds, not like eagle or hawk with graceful strokes and flying, soaring through the air. No, Bat's very different. Bat flies every which way and that way in all sorts of directions. It doesn't seem like Bat knows exactly what he's doing, but it's because Bat, every night, his grandchildren and children and his cousins and his aunts and his uncles and his brothers and sisters, they all come out just at twilight and the darkness filling the sky, and they're going in every different direction because they're trying to grab all the bits and pieces of that darkness to put it back into the basket so that Bat can complete his mission and carry it to the moon. And that, my friends, is why Bat flies at night. Thank you for joining me again for another story, and I will see you next month at the last Monday of the month for another story.